It's update day! Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we'll be taking a look at the new features of Minecraft 1.20. And the first change is the background panorama. As you know, every version of Minecraft has a new panorama playing in the background, and this is the one for Minecraft 1.20. Now, I am playing on release candidate 1, as you'll see at the bottom over here, but it comes out tomorrow and there hasn't been a release candidate 2 in days, so I'm guessing this is the final version. The second change is that I actually changed the logo up here. Go ahead and check your Minecraft 1.19.4, it will be different from this one. And that brings us to the second change. Let's create a new world and you'll see that this has changed as well. So here you can see game mode, difficulty, if you're allowed to be cheaty, and experiments. Let's see. Ooh, no. Let's go back. Okay. You know, as soon as you run into something scary that you don't know what it is, just maybe don't interact with it. Stranger danger. Let's see. Here's world, and you can actually select the world type. Let's see. Super flat, large biome, amplified, and single biome. And you can of course put in a seed, decide if you want to have structures on, the bonus chest and so on. And here are the game rules, the data packs, everything that you could do to change up your world. But of course those aren't the actual changes to the game, those are just kind of visually and maybe aesthetically more pleasing or helpful. So let's actually take a look at the features that make 1.20 1.20. And the first feature we're taking a look at is Archaeology. Now, it was originally promised for 1.17, the Caves and Cliffs update, but it didn't make it in. And now 4 updates later in 1.20, we finally got it. So, what is Archaeology and how does it work? Well, you're going to have to find some suspicious sand or suspicious gravel, which can be found in the following places. So, desert wells or temples, ocean ruins, and the new trail ruins, which we'll be taking a look at right now. So let's just teleport over here, and here is one of those ruins. Now you're gonna have to start digging your way through, and at one point you'll probably find some suspicious gravel like over here. And then you need to grab out your brush. Let's grab the brush, and if you want to know how to craft it, it is the following recipe. So we have a stick, copper ingot, and a feather to create this brush. So let's see what we're going to get from this. And is that a glass pane? Let's see. Yes, it is a magenta stained glass pane. Alright. Let's see what else this structure has. So here's another one. And is that actually one of... No, I think it's a brick. It's a brick. Alright, it's unfortunate. So, of course, there are quite a few drops that the gravel and sand have, but there is a lot to find. And one of those things is... Oh look, an emerald. One of those things is pottery shards. So there are quite a few, as you can see over here, 20 total. And you can make pots with these. Now, it's quite easy to make a pot. You just take 4 of these and you put them in like this. Ta-da! A decorative pot. You can place it down, and on the sides it will actually have those icons that were on the shards as well. So over here we also got some more pots. We also have an empty one over here that doesn't have a design on it. And in case you're wondering, in creative, if you actually place these down, you're not going to get anything out of them. So you really have to go to the structures themselves. Now, bamboo has been in the game for quite some time, but now we actually have the bamboo blocks. So, for example, here's the block you can get. So let's actually craft it. I think it's 9 of these, yes, to create a block of bamboo. Then you can use this block of bamboo to do all sorts of stuff. For example, turn it into planks, and you can also strip it so it will look like this, similar to how you strip wood. And these are all the blocks you can make with the bamboo. And these are all the bamboo blocks as you would expect them. So trapdoor, regular door, fences, buttons, pressure plates. But in addition to this, we also have the mosaic block, which looks kind of cool. It's like a chiseled wood version, let's say. The final thing with the bamboo is that you can turn them into rafts. Not boats, but rafts. And they do work the same as boats, but they're just slightly different, where they're actually like a raft. And yes, you can sit on it. And there is one with a chest as well, as do boats. And of course you can just store a bunch of items in here. And I'm pretty sure you can sit on this one with 2 people. So while archaeology might be a bit of a grind to actually get stuff, it does provide you with some kind of nice decorative blocks, but personally don't really care too much about it. I quite like these blocks. And now let's move on to something that is very, very decorative, and that are the armor trims. The nice thing about armor trims is that you can put them on any type of armor and you have quite a range of customizability, but one issue is that you actually need ores to be able to give it color. Instead of using dyes, for some reason they've gone for ores, so you need either redstone, emerald, diamonds, quartz, lapis, etc. to actually give a color to these armors. And the next thing you might notice that this isn't actually colored. It's a change to how to upgrade to netherite. So what you need now is a smithing template for netherite upgrade. So what you need, of course, is to have your diamond armor, you need a smithing template, and you need the netherite ingot. At first this was enough, just the armor and the netherite, but now you actually need this thing as well, which can only be found in bastions. So good luck. So what you gotta do is put in your armor over here at the smithing table, then put in the smithing template and the netherite ingot, and that's how you upgrade to netherite. Then when you want to customize the netherite just a little bit, let's actually take, I don't know, this one. Sure, let's take this one and let's put on this nice green color. Just like that, and you'll see that the netherite boots have gotten a little bit of green on them. Now let's actually put some stuff on our armor first. So let's do the red silencing armor trim. So now we will have this on our body, looking pretty good. And now let's actually try and upgrade this to netherite, see what happens. Okay, so it actually keeps the armor trim. That is good. Of course, you don't want to lose the armor trims because they are quite hard to get. Each one of these can be found in a specific structure. And there is a way of getting more by crafting them. But as you'll see, you actually need the 1 and 7 diamonds to duplicate it. And that is actually the same for the netherite upgrade. So if we look for the netherite upgrade, you'll see you need the smithing template, 7 diamonds, and a piece of netherrack, which is of course the easiest to find of this entire recipe. This is going to be a pain to get. So while upgrading to netherite is a lot harder now, I think it actually is quite fair, seeing as how easy it is to get diamond armor and not even lose it. With the addition of mending, for example, you don't need sets and sets of diamond armor. You can just use the one over and over until you maybe one day fall into the void. As for netherite, even if you fall into lava, netherite will survive it. So you don't really need a reason to get 2 sets of netherite or even 2 sets of diamond. Just 1 set will be enough, and that leaves you with so many diamonds that you'll find along the way, and they will just pile up. And I think because this change, I think it is a bit more balanced, but still, I think, especially with villagers being able to sell you diamond armor, you're not really going to need diamonds at all. So I think this, especially with the diamonds using to duplicate the smithing template, it is quite fair. Next up are the changes to signs, and that you can actually change spelling mistakes that you may have made on some of your signs. So let's fix these and done. Oh, I also spot another typo over here, so we can go in there and actually fix it quite easy. Now we also got the new edition of hanging signs. So here we have the oak variant, the spruce, the acacia, and of course the bamboo also got a new sign. And of course every wood type now has a sign. And of course a hanging sign. Let's move on to the redstone stuff that, well, I like redstone, but I'm not sure how I'm going to use these things just yet. This one is probably the simple one of the two, and that is the chiseled bookshelf, which can also be used for decoration, of course. So let's actually grab some books. We have 2 regular books and 4 enchanted books, and you can put it wherever you like. And it doesn't matter if it's enchanted or a regular or a written book, you can put it in here. And the way this interacts with redstone is it takes a comparator output and checks how many places have been occupied. Strangely, this is a little bit buggy. I think if I update this, it should somehow fix it. That's weird. Mojang, I think I just discovered something kind of like a bug or whatever. But another way to use this with redstone is with an observer that looks at this block, and every time you put one book in here or take one out, it gives a signal. The other thing that has been added is the calibrated skulk sensor, which I am still trying to figure out exactly how it works, but I have come up with this little bit right here. So you know how a skulk sensor can tell whenever someone is moving around, drinking, jumping, placing blocks, whatever. Yeah, this one you can actually make it so that it only focuses on one thing. As you can see, currently it's not doing anything even though I'm walking around. Let's actually jump. It also doesn't do that. But if we take a stack of blocks out of here, and now let's jump, you'll see it actually does activate. So let's actually walk around, and you'll see I actually don't activate it. So let's take out another stack, start walking around, still nothing. But what if we place a block? Also nothing. Let's take out one more stack and walk around. Yep, now that did pick it up. Let's place a block. Nope, placing and breaking a block does not activate it. But let's empty it, and, well, closing the chest alone already gave it a signal. But now you'll see it actually updates it. Whenever a block is broken or placed, it will notice that and give off a sound signal. Once I know how to use that, I'm probably going to use it, especially in Moggy Caves, a game I've been working on for a while now. And let's move on to the next theme, which is related to mobs. So the first thing I wanted to take a look at is the new head, the piglin head. And when placed on a node block, just like every other mob head, so let's quickly grab these, they'll actually make a sound related to that mob. So let's check for a couple of other mobs, for example the creeper and the zombie. So let's place down a button and activate this node block. Sizzle, and for the zombie, a grunt. Okay. Of course, we have other mob heads too, and these will also make sounds specific to those mobs. Now there's one head in the game that actually is not obtainable in survival in the vanilla Minecraft way without any data packs or mods. Of course, you can still get this using those, but surprisingly, this doesn't make any sounds. It would have been funny if it did the noise, the old noise for taking damage, but unfortunately it does not do that. You can probably add that in with data packs, but in vanilla Minecraft, nothing. And within this update, there have been two new mobs. First one, the camel. So let's take out that one and look at him in all his beautiful glory. I love this mob. And of course, you can ride it. You can put a saddle onto him. There you go. And well, let's actually let's tame in. So without actually getting the hearts, it seems that you can already ride him as long as you put the saddle on him. And what makes this mob special is that you can actually fit two people on the camel's back. So you can see there's actually a seat left. Sancho, get on the llama. No, not a llama. Get on the camel with me. So yeah, you and your friend can actually ride one animal together. And if that wasn't enough, allow me to introduce Super Jump. Yep, this camel can jump quite the distance. Let's see. Whoopa. Okay, so we just jumped this gap over here. And, well, let's actually take a look at it in third person mode. Let's jump over. There we go. So yeah, the Mob of the Year award goes to the camel. And that's actually a perfect timing, because I was about to tell you that the camel actually has an animation for laying down, and he literally just did it. Let's see if we can actually get him to stand up as well. That would be nice to see. Up, and there he goes. Now he's up again, ready for another long jump. So yeah, the camel is awesome, but here is the one that actually won the mob vote, the sniffer. And you can get this one in survival by doing archaeology and finding the sniffer egg that you'll have to place down and wait for it to hatch. Once it does hatch, you're met with this little cutie, and I am saying little because his parent is huge. This is one of those moments where "Yo mama is so big" jokes might actually be true. And you can already see the animation that they have going on with their noses. Just sniff, 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 sniff. And the funny thing is that when this was first shown, I thought these were the eyes, not even the nose. But the eyes are like over here. They're super small. But okay, this one is very friendly. It keeps coming in for hugs. But you can see that the eyes are only like 2 pixels and kind of almost going behind the ears. Now, what makes these mobs special is that they'll actually dug their heads into the ground and pick up some flower seeds. That was very perfectly demonstrated, thank you. And there are 2 types of seeds that you can actually get from these guys, so the torch flower seeds and the pitcher pots. And these are also the way to actually breed these mobs together and get new babies. But let's actually plant them. Okay, here we go. And you do get an advancement for planting one of these seeds. And what I'll actually do is add in another one here, because here I actually have a piece of string above it. So let's speed up the time. So game rule, random tick speed, and let's go for 3000, and you'll see them grow. And I did put the wrong flower here, but that's okay. Let's break it and put this one over here. And you'll see it only grows till this stage because of the string above it. So you could say you have 3 different plants, and these are the 3. So here we have the pitcher plant, and here we have the torch flower. And when you actually harvest these plants, the thing with the pitcher plant is that it actually loses this little box underneath. So you could say maybe 4 different plants even, but not going to get into the logistics of that. These are the 2, and I'm going to say 2 new flowers that you can get from the sniffer. And they really missed out on an opportunity with the torch flower. Why does it not give light? Why do sparks not fly off of it? That would have been awesome. Pitcher plant, yeah, I quite like. Nothing to say about that. It's too tall, and let's actually bone meal it, because most too tall flowers you can bone meal and get double, but unfortunately with this one that is not the case. So while I love the sniffer and of course the flowers that come with him, I gotta say the camel is still my favorite from the two. And I'm sorry, I know you did perfect timings here, but still the camel is so beautiful and I like him. Anyway, moving on to the next one that you've seen in the background this entire time, the cherry blossoms. And I know Sandy, you definitely love this one. I know. You want to build with this already? Well, go ahead. Because there have been added a lot of new blocks. So let's take a look at them. And these are all the wood types. So basically just every single wood type ever in Minecraft. Just recolored and retextured. For example, the door of course does have a different pattern. The trapdoor has a different pattern. And just like every sapling ever, you can put it in a pot. Very nice, of course. And here we have the standard wood types, the planks, the stairs, the planks, and of course the boats. Now one thing that is unique to this wood type is the pink petals. And you'll already see as well over here, pink petals are falling from the leaves. But the actual pink petal blocks, they're placed on the ground. And you may notice a little bit of a difference between some of them, and that is because when you get these, they actually have 4 stages, just like candles. So you click once, you have 3 little petals, you click again, you get a big petal, you click again, you get 3 more, and for the 4th time you get a second big one. So this actually helps with variation within your builds. And here is an entire biome dedicated to this new tree type. And you'll see that bees can spawn here, bee nests, and sheep, pigs, bunnies. So very animal friendly biome as well. And I love it. It's a 10 out of 10. So those were all the new features in Minecraft 1.20, but of course we have some bug fixes as well. And instead of going through all of them, let's just focus on 3 of them that stood out to me. So the first one has to do with nether portals. And you know how every time you enter a nether portal you get that swirling nausea animation? Well, when you get into the nether or through a portal, that animation just keeps going, but this time, as you could see, it actually didn't keep going. It stopped. It faded out. So you'll see it once again over here. It's swirling. And then it just fades out. And that is quite nice. Because of course, if you're stuck in a nether portal, the last thing you want is just to get that animation playing over and over and over, making you sick in real life as well. The next one is actually one I showed off on my latest episode of Moggycraft, so if you haven't seen it yet, go check that out. But you used to be able to place these blocks, the jack-o'-lantern, onto your head. No longer a thing, unfortunately. This is one of those bugs that is kind of sad to see go, but it makes sense, I guess, because there's probably like a torch in here, and you don't want to burn your face off. But still, it is unfortunate that it's gone, but logical. And the last one has to do with horses, or rather the horse armor. So what you would have every time you put on leather horse armor, no matter what color you dyed it, it would display as brown, which is weird. But now that with this new update, you actually can see it will change the color of the horse armor. So now you can have a lime green horse, a pink horse, an orange horse, or, well, technically Minecraft already had black horses, but brown horse with black armor. But anyway, those were all the features of Minecraft 1.20, and I hope you enjoyed this video and you'll enjoy playing in this update of Minecraft 1.20. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.